What's up, guys? If you know me, I've been studying Japanese on and off for 15 years. The study, it'll be like a month here. Won't pick it up till about a year later or so. And I've gotten serious about it as late as when I first started learning Japanese when I was in high school 15, 16 years ago. There was there was no internet. It wasn't popular. It wasn't accessible to me. So the way I learned was just by memorizing, picking up dictionaries, and it was harder to learn a language. The way everything is now, because you got YouTube, you got all these free apps, there's no reason why you can't learn any language. There's no excuse, really. So, I had to do things the hard way, and I believe it still isn't where it should be. So what I did over the past 4 months, I got real serious about studying. And I came to the conclusion that there is a shortcut to learning Japanese if you learn how to read it first. It's basically the Heisig method, you know. But what I did is I took each time I learned a new kanji, I would find one of my favorite manga series and anime series, which is Freezing. So I would watch a certain scene over and over again, and I would listen to a character say the kanji that I was memorizing. And so I think that it can be learned. And I'm happy to say that after 4 months that I know now notice how I said I know the meaning. I know the meaning of 1,000 kanji. It's something now when I watch my favorite anime series and I'm able to read it and I know what it says. When I look at the drawings on the buildings and looking at the names, I know what it means. And I want to chime in briefly on some of the tools that I've been using to learn. First, I wanted to say, I think her name is Kamush Chan. Now, I watch all of her videos, just to read the subtitle at the bottom, and I'm finding that with 1,000 kanji, I'm able to recognize at least 70 to 80% of what she says when I read the subtitle, which is okay. But herein lies the problem. When you learn the Heisig method or any other method that trains you to read and just understand what the characters mean in English and not know what the word says, you will recognize the kanji, but you won't know exactly verbatim what it means. You just understand what it means. You get the picture of it. So let me show you some of the tools that I use to learning kanji. The first book I picked up is Kanji Day Manga. I figured, well, since it had the cartoons and things in it, that it would be an easy way to learn. I actually took my time and I actually read through the books. Now, let me show you where the problem lies. Okay, this is the kanji. This means world, and this means illness, byoki. The biggest problem I had with this book, the books were very entertaining, they were very funny, and the cartoons were cute. But the problem is, it forces you to learn a whole kanji stroke by stroke as one unit instead of focusing on kanji radicals to give you a hint. Now, as you know, if you already study Japanese, each kanji is not one character, but each character is broken up into 2 or 3 more radicals. And so, for example, this is just a random page here. This is the radical for gate, and this means mouth. And so the Kanji Day manga, the biggest problem that I thought that the fatal flaw is that it doesn't discuss the radicals. And that's why if I wanted to give this 1 out of 10. This is why I would have to give it a 5. There's a couple things that goes against kanji de manga. It appears, in my opinion, that the series is incomplete because all it has is 6 volumes, and at the end you'll end up with about 500 or 600 kanji, which isn't enough. The fact that I believe they still may be writing the series, the fact that they didn't go all the way up to the 2,000 or so characters you need, it kind of places you in a point that you have to pick up other material. That's the first thing. The second thing, it doesn't mention the kanji radicals. So when you go off and to start studying kanji on your own, when you have to look at the radicals, you're going to forget the meaning. Because once you learn the whole kanji, the whole character way, when it's time to break down the radicals, when you actually do learn the radicals, you may not recognize it. Now, what I got the most out of is this book here, is the kanji pictographics. Now, the kanji pictographics, I think it's the best book out there. It's old. It was written in the 90s. But the reason I have to say kanji pictographics was the best for me because it uses a combination of the kanji de manga method as well as the Heisig method. And what kanji pictographics does, it uses a black and white picture and give you a quick illustration as to what the kanji means. And the good part about it, it gives you radicals. It tells you what the radicals mean. And so and I like it how they have everything organized, because let's say you'll get let's show you a good example in the book. All of the kanji, each kanji is organized together. For example, we got the one for lightning here, and you'll see where it says do or Russia, lightning, and it tells you what the radical mean, and it organizes everything in such a way so that you continuously go over the same kanji in our group, so now you know what the radical means. My only problem with kanji pictographics is that it doesn't go all the way up to the 2,000 kanji. If it went all the way up to the 2,000 kanji, I would say this would be the best thing on the market right now. But what goes against it, it doesn't go up to all of the kanji. So I must say that this is a very good book, and I approve. You're gonna laugh, but I approve this book. And more importantly, anything that gets you to study in Japanese, I'd say go for it. It doesn't matter as long as you learn, but I would get more bang for my buck. And what I did, let me place it down here. I took kanji in a group of 100, and I made these cards. And so I do myself flashcard drills. Now there are apps, there are Anki applications that they do have, but I found that I like to write it down so that I can actually see what I'm doing, and it'll give me a chance to practice writing. So what I got here is 1,000 flashcards that I made, and they work. There's 1,000. One of these days we're going to go over a quick test, and I'll see how many I can get right on camera. It's not a lot. It's only 1,000, but I must say that I'm happy with the progress that I've been making. And there's so many resources out here for learning. Whatever resource you got to use it. And on a side note, what I'm finding is that Chinese is a lot easier to read than Japanese is. Sometimes I think, well, maybe I learned the wrong language, because what makes Chinese easier to me to read is because there is only kanji. There's only kanji. And what confuses Japanese to me is while you may recognize the kanji characters, the fact that it's mixed in with hiragana and katakana, the difficulty lies in with hiragana and katakana. You don't recognize the words. You just repeating the kana over, and if you don't already know what the word is, you're not going to know it. Whereas with Chinese, everything is written in kanji, and you can piece everything together. And so, yeah, guys, there's no excuse to learn now. Again, I take the time to thank Kamush-chan, Tay Kim, this application, Ja Sensei. It's a really good app, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you for those people that motivated me to get back into studying.